Right, back with more cleanup of the side quests. A hardy-looking radiant is waiting for you with word of a new facility.
Hail, adventurer! I had sincerely hoped you might return to this fair city of ours someday. After all, it is thanks to you and the Scions that I am standing here before you now. And as a token of my gratitude, I wish to share something useful with you. Although I shan't be the one doing the sharing, seek out my sharp-eyed comrade at Palika's stand for more further details. Adventurer, Godspeed. I shan't spoil the surprise, but I promise it'd be worth your while.
There's some more questies up here. I beg of you, please give me back the ring.
Settle down, I say. What you looking at? This ain't none of your business.
The Radiant Host Captain is hoping cooler heads will prevail. You're the adventurer who fought off the blasphemies with us, yes? Oh, you couldn't have come along at a better time. Please, just do me one favor. Just act as if nothing is the matter.
If you're going to make these wild accusations of me, you best have some damn proof. I told ye. I've never seen your damn ring. Now I'll be on my way.
How can you speak such lies? That ring was my most precious keepsake. Oh, whatever shall I do? Yes, that should do. Thank you, Elita, was it? If it wouldn't be too much of a bother, could I trouble you to assist us in an investigation of sorts? As you may have observed, that young woman believes her ring was stolen by that, uncouth young man who just walked away. She has no physical evidence, and yet I cannot help but believe that she is telling the truth. And so, I hatched a plan. I would make a show of diffusing the argument, and allow the man to walk freely away. Then I would have him followed, that we might glean some insight as to whether or not he committed the crime. That said, it would be far too conspicuous if I were to tail the man by myself. What say I pretend that I am showing you, a visitor to our fair city around the area? That way, I do believe we could approach him without arousing too much suspicion. Splendid! I cannot thank you enough. Let us follow that rather unpleasant fella. I believe I saw him heading for the general direction of Uge. captain has asked me to keep the young lady safe until this matter is resolved. If she truly has been the target of a crime, she may well be in danger still. I have no evidence, but it was that man, I swear to you on my life. Miss Methine is humming a little tune. Wait, could it be? Yes, you're one of the heroes that helped fend off the beast for us. Oh, what an honor it is to actually speak with you. Do you remember me? Perhaps not, but I was one of those you saved from the ravening horde. I cannot begin to express my gratitude. You'll be happy to know the little ones you helped rescue are safe as well. So enamored are they with you and your friends that they've decided to put together a few gifts for you. Might you take the time to visit them over on Pax's Path? They'd be even more thrilled to meet you than I. Those children over on Pax's Path have been chattering on about you and your friends ever since the battle. I'm happy they're enjoying themselves, even although they seem to have forgotten the time. Very well then. Again, all I ask is that you act natural and inconspicuous as possible. Let us see what happens. Heh. So much for the vaunted radiant host. Didn't suspect a thing, did she? What with that everyone skittering about like frightened little rats? These are fine times for those in my line of work. Did you see that object he was examining? It quite certainly appeared to be the stolen ring to me. But let us not reveal ourselves quite yet. With any luck, he will unwittingly lead us to his hideout. Here is the plan. I will pretend as if I'm giving you a mere traveller a tour of the city, then we follow him. Without getting too close, of course. The last thing we want is to blow our cover. We must find whatever evidence we can to help find that broken link. Can't wait to turn this into a good coin and treat myself. Huh? What are you looking at? Listen to that. Okay, here we go again. Huh? Wow. We must find whatever evidence we can help that poor woman. Can't wait to turn this into a good coin and treat myself to a drink. Huh? Huh? Am I hearing things? That one looks like trouble. He might be an accomplice. Oh, it has been a while since I've seen a ring of this make. And inlaid with exotic jade, no less. Yes, this should sell for good coin. Just as I suspected, he had the ring all along. Well, I dare say it's time we interrupted this little transaction. Might I trouble you to summon my subordinate for good measure? I will keep watch here to ensure that neither the man nor his accomplice escapes. Pray go to Dharma and summon my subordinate as quickly as you can. Worry not, I will see to it that our man does not escape. My free company has quite the imagination at times. I love them. They're wonderful people. How fares the investigation, friend? A rare jadeite ring, you say? That matches this one young woman's testimony. Exactly. It would seem you've caught the culprit red-handed. At any rate, I will make to the scene of the crime at once. And do not worry, we will not trouble you any further aid. I assure you the Radiant Host can more than handle a couple of common ruffians. Above all, it is because of your efforts this dear woman will be united with her precious keepsake before long. In my captain's stead, allow me to reward you for your kind deeds. And with that, I must be off. Oh. No, we don't get to see the rest of this then. Oh well. The anxious adventurer is fumbling with letters bearing the old Dan seal. Praise the 12, another adventurer. I've been wandering around this goddamn city for hours. I was hired for some simple express deliveries in Ulta before realizing the destination was bloody Radzatan. Simple my hours. After coming all this way, I still don't know where I'm supposed to go. I'm at my wit's end running out of time. These letters have a tight deadline, and if I don't deliver them, I won't merely lose my job, I'll lose my head. Could I ask you to take these two missives to the High Crucible and the House Barrack, respectively? I can manage the third one on my own. Return and meet me here when the job's done, and I'll see you're duly compensated for your efforts. Hello, stranger. You a challenger too? Seems how sinners deigned to open up part of their treasure vault in an effort to lift spirits in the city. The Archosaur youth furrows his brow, pondering something deeply. You're a friend of that red-haired Makodi lad, aren't you? I remember how bravely you fought for us. Might I ask you a small favour? Oh, thank you. You see, my wife and I will soon be blessed with a child. It is custom for the father to swaddle a newborn in festive silk, but having been to market twice, I find myself at a loss for which would be the ideal choice. I am loath to impose, but I would ever be so honoured if you would make the choice for us, and sooner rather than later, as she is due any day now. Would you accompany me to Rudia Fibers? Vishveld is looking at you impatiently. You must be the substitute hamster keeper. Well, you're late. Feeding time was supposed to start bells ago, and the hungry hamster is a nosy hamster, as you can hear for yourself. What are you standing around for? Are you going to leave those poor creatures to starve to death? Get to work, chop chop. Here you go. One large feed bag and one small. Hamster of different stature have different diets, you see, and they're finicky eaters to boot. The smaller ones require only a mix of greens and grains, but our big boys need a helping of silkworm pupae for the extra protein. The foodstuffs are next to that wooden crate over there. Now get to it. How many times do I have to explain it? The smaller hamster only get greens and grains. The larger hamster gets silkworms as well. The foodstuffs are over there by the crate. Now chop chop. I'm happy to report the hamster eating well and full of vigour and vitality once more. Can't you see the sparkle in their eyes? No? Perhaps it's not clear to the untrained eye. The hamster is eyeing you expectantly. A high-capacity sack suited to provide nourishment to more sizable hamster. The hamster flaps its wings and its eyes light up with gastronomic delight. The hamster stares off happily into space, its belly sated. The hamster is eyeing you expectantly. A compact, receptacle, ideal for providing nourishment to diminutive hamster. The hamster flaps its wings, and its eyes light up with gastronomic delight. The hamster stares off happily into space, its belly sated. Done already? Perhaps you're not as hopeless as you look. But you better be on time for the next feeding. What was your name again? Elita. Wait, you don't mean that Elita? The adventurer who rescued Matsuya from the beasts? My most sincere apologies. I never imagined a hero like you would simply be walking amongst us, and slopping the hamster besides. Heavens, my face must be so red right now. Anyhow, I thank you for a job well done. Here's your pay for today's work. Now, I best hunt down the real substitute hamster keeper. Once the farm by the shore is rebuilt, we can finally return to some of our hamsters to their homes. Until then, however, I must ensure that these beautiful creatures get the care they deserve. Pack it all up and quickly now. By the grace of Endwalker, business is booming again, and we must work harder to make up for lost time. It appears things have finally calmed down. Once people are back on their feet, I'm sure there'll be plenty in need of new clothes, and I will be here to serve them. According to our tradition, the silk swaddling colour expresses the parents' wishes for how their child might grow. I have narrowed it down to 3, but your insight would be greatly appreciated. The slush green fabric represents a wish for a prosperous life, fulfilling not only in wealth, that is, but feasts and festivities and companionship as well. Who wouldn't want a life as rich as that? The bright yellow swaddling symbolises the wish for wisdom. Intellect is prized among our people, and is said to be the colour of Cinder Urva. A child may become a respected advisor or alchemist. And yet look at this vibrant red silk. It would express a wish for talent in the arts. Why wouldn't it be lovely if our child were to grow up to be a master artisan or performer? Hence my dilemma. I would want my child to be all of these, but I can only choose one colour. What say you? Which one do you feel would be the ideal choice? Who would think picking out a swaddling would be a difficult decision for a father? A wealthy child could see their parents live in comfort. A clever child could help solve the tribe's problems. A creative child could brighten the lives of those around them. Red it is. I hope someday bring joy to the village with their art. I thank you, friend. I feel much more confident in the decision having consulted with you. I will bring the silk home to my wife today. I plan to visit Paxa's Path once I finish up here. Would you be so kind as to meet me there later, that I may repay you for your kindness? The astringent Arcodosa is groaning weakly. You there, please, to take my corn purse to Merides Murin. Buy all the apples you can. So hungry. I have no strength left. My stomach. To Merides Murin, hurry. Still my growling stomach. Help is on the way. Apparently, that foul creature who appeared in town was once human, but grew consumed with despair and mutated into that monster. Had I been any closer to that beast, I might have turned as well. 'Tis nothing short of a miracle that I'm standing right now. You look lost, miss. Oh, Kito Oris. Psst. Marin told us not to take the strangers. Really? Well, Miss Yastola's friend, too. She saw I was in trouble and fought off monsters with her magic. Just to protect me. She's the most powerful mage in the whole wide world. Nuh-uh! Mr. Thancred is the best. He's strong and brave and gentle. I was just so scared, but he saved me and carried me all the way back to my mama. Just like a princess. Fine, they're both the best. Wait, miss, maybe you can help us. Do you think you could pick out what kind of flowers they like? We're making flower crowns. We want them to be really, really happy and here and stay for a while. Will you help us? Pretty please? Still haven't decided. I want to finish the crowns before supper. I'm gonna make a crown fit for a queen, so pick one that'll make her look even more powerful. Let's see. The vibrancy of the petals reminds you of a soul of ardent determination. The red hue reminds you of the ether spark when Thancred pulls the trigger. Well, miss, did you find flowers suitable for Mrs. Dola? This pink colour is perfect. It will look good with her pretty black dress. My turn. Which flower did you pick for Mr. Thancred? You chose the one that smells pretty. Yes, the colour and scent are grown up. I'm sure it'll suit a gentleman like him. Thank you so much, miss. We're going to have so much fun making crowns for them. There's lots to do, so we'll see you around. Oh, can you tell Miss Veen that we'll be a little late? We were supposed to be back a bell ago. Greetings and welcome to Merida's Merhen, where the drinks are spicy and the entertainment. Stay for a while, won't you? It would be our utmost pleasure to have the hero of Thavnir among us. Unfortunately, nothing could distract me from the fear I felt during the final days. But those worries are behind us now, right? In that case, I'm off to enjoy some drinking and dancing. You're a traveller, I take it? Well, I'm taking a well-deserved break, if you must know. I heard we're no longer staring down the barrel of horrid death. Apparently heroes in some far-flung corner made things right. Wait, could you be one of... No, never mind. Welcome to Maris's Merheim. Isn't it wonderful to see the timeless people finally casting off that darkness, that overwhelming sorrow? Of course none will ever forget that's what she suffered to. But at least while our fellow citizens are here, dining on our food, drinking our drinks, they can for a moment recall better days, and maybe even find hope in tomorrow. You're here too? I thought I would have moved on by now. But Vitra hasn't deigned to reveal the details of his request yet. So, here I still am. But I can't complain. I have my own chambers, and I'm being well looked after. Too well, even. I can't help but suspect they're softening me up for an especially bothersome task. Still, the food is excellent. Welcome to Mirrorhide's Mayhem. What can is something amiss? A simple yet stylish handmade coin purse, stuffed to the brim with gil. Food for the hungry? Worry not. He has more than enough coin for a crate full of apples. Bring it to him with my blessing. I'll take what I am owed and leave the rest. Pray return the remainder to him. You'll find the crate of apples in the front of the Mayhem. I am unsure what has sapped your friend's strength though, but perhaps it would be best for you to bring him his apples with haste. Carry the apple crate to the designated location before time runs out. Oh, good grief. Successfully carried the crate to the designated location. Whew. Oh, my stomach burns with 1,000 fires. Have you the apples? The people of Razatsan are so kind, so kind. Many thanks, friend. You brought me so many apples, but I'm afraid I'm too weak to move. My body craves more. If I could trouble you again to bring me some hamster eggs from Nile Pale Nourishments. Take my corn purse. I promise I will make it up to you. I'm sorry, friend. I'm still too weak to move. Welcome to Kama, the loveliest part of town. Get it? Because Kama means love. Never mind. Anyway, glad to have you among us. We do enjoy entertaining foreign visitors. What business do you have with the esteemed housebark? A letter from the alchemist Asher addressed to Housebark. The penmanship is elegant yet reserved. An urgent letter? Let me see. Why, it's from dear Ardashir. At least we now know he is not out begging on the streets. Ardashir is the youngest son of our house. Father was upset he forsook blood and nation to tinker with soot-stained boats, and thus he never wrote. He never even told us how we might contact him, so we've naturally been worried sick. Now he writes that he's found a new trading associate for father? Some merchant named Rowena? Oh dear. He says he can help us in our plight. What a peculiar topic for him to write about. He was always so recalcitrant about family business. Perhaps he is homesick and trying to make amends. Nevertheless, we are delighted to hear from him. Is it true that our country is in a precarious position? But I am elated to know my brother is safe and happy in Eorzea. Thank you for delivering this letter. I will share it with my sisters at once. Welcome to the High Crucible of Alchemia, friend. How may I be of service? A letter from the alchemist Jalin, addressed to the High Crucible of Alchemia. The bold sweep and penmanship is a clear sign that its author has a high opinion of himself. What's that? You have a letter addressed to us? Why, this is from Master Jalzan. Last I heard he was doing field research in Eorzea. I do hope all's well. Why, I can scarce believe it. Word of our plight has reached him from across the sea, and he's arranged for a shipment of vital supplies to be shipped from Marina's House of Splendors. That he would be thinking of us in these trying times, even as he doubtless facing his own share of hardships. Truly, he's a great man, but forgive me, I must make arrangements to have the shipment picked up in Yeldamat at once. Master Jelson is truly our saviour, and a paragon for alchemists everywhere. I cannot thank you enough for delivering his message to us. You don't say. It sounds as if you were great help to the children. To think that such a hero would be so kind to us to assist us in our daily affairs. I cannot bear to think what would have happened to them were you not there to save them. Because of you, they've been given another chance at life. Flowers may be a small token, but this really means a lot to them. I'm sure your friends will understand that. And this is from me to you. Thank you for all you've done. You are one of the brave souls who fought to save our city, yes? You will always be a welcomed, honoured guest at Rabbit Hand. Welcome to Nyapaya Nourishments. What can I do for you? As many eggs as the coins purse can buy. Well, you're in luck. I have quite a surplus today. I shall give you the extras so they won't go to waste. Here you go. And here's a share of your friend's coin back. It would seem he's greatly overestimated the cost of eggs these days. Sounds like your friend's in dire straits. By all means, pray deliver his eggs before he collapses from hunger. My wife was most pleased with that swallowing we chose, and I dare say it is even more auspicious that a valiant hero as you helped us to choose our child's future path. I was devastated when my wife was separated from me during the struggle, but your Mikote friend saved her, and in her delicate condition no less. His actions gave my wife the strength to overcome her despair and return home to me and us. Your friend spoke of a hero with the power to weave our strands of hope into a brighter future. That hero was you, was it not? We shall treasure the swaddling you chose for us as a family heirloom, now and forever. My most sincere thanks for all you have given us.
You're back. Did you, find the eggs?
A sturdy leather bag filled to near bursting with hamster eggs. A simple yet stylish house. That's just a bag.
Ah, my favourite. The yolks just melt in your mouth. My stomach calms and I feel my stamina return. Thank you so much, friend. I had been attacked by a strange monster high up in the mountains. I descended as fast as I could, tumbling through brush and tree boughs. Finally I returned home, but I was so exhausted I collapsed, only to wake up to the pangs of an empty stomach. But I found I was too weak to get up. Such is the curse of being so large. We Archazoida have great strength at our disposal, but once that strength is spent, it requires a veritable feast to replenish. You may have whatever coin is left in my purse as a token of my gratitude. You have done me a
Huff! Huff! Just delivered the last one. I've heard horrible rumours of vowing as punishment if you fail your task, like scrubbing grime from warehouse tiles with a paintbrush and plate. You really saved my skin, friend. I wanted to become an adventurer so badly, and she tempted me with this beautiful set of armour, said I could put it on credit and work off my debt. Before I knew it, I found myself playing errand girl to the House of Splanders. Oh, I don't fault her for it. An adventurer needs armour, after all. But my word, if she isn't such a shrewd one. Anyway, thank you for your help. Here, I'll give you half the house's commission for the job. Take it, you've earned it. Since it's been by the new location, I'm just gonna go find it. Here it is. Number 9. Balshan Bazaar. If commerce is the lifeblood of Razatsan, then these roofed market stalls would be its heart. Balshan himself was a legendary merchant who made a vast fortune through trade with other nations. It was his final wish that his estate be spent on the construction of a great bazaar, ever flowing with coin and wares. Aha, you must be the adventurer I heard so much about, yes. That gleam in your eye suggests you might be worthy of the burning field after all. Ah, forgive me. I suppose I ought to show more respect to the hero of Razat-san. You're doubtless quite busy, so I won't waste your time. Permit me to introduce you to the Burning Field, a steam training arena where we Radiant hone our skills in preparation for felling our enemies in combat. You'll find no distractions there, just you and a wooden dummy,
Imagine that a fearsome foe stands before you, and strike it with all your might. The design of the dummy itself originates from the Far East, as does the practice of bashing it repeatedly to attain martial mastery. It is said that she who fights with the strength of stone, unyielding, breathes deep of boundless sky and embraces serenity of rolling sea, against her none can stand. Heh, I can tell you're eager to start training right away. Yes, I've no doubt you're worthy of such a place. In that case, feel free to practice there as you see fit. Simply speak with me when you wish to begin, and I shall be your guide. I believe I speak on behalf of the Radiant Host when I say it's an honor to provide assistance to an adventurer such as yourself. And with that, let the striking commence. Few joys can compare to the sheer satisfaction of sensing one's growth through continued training. You would do well to experience it yourself. Let's travel back in time. First. Looks like there's less quests there. Here X would ask you a question with absolutely no ulterior motive whatsoever. Oh, you are Azim's familiar, are you not? I pose to you a question. Imagine an object you truly desire lies before you. What do you do? Take it? I see. As rumoured, you do show a glimmer of intelligence. Avarice is a mark of sentience, you know. Speaking of which, my pot of nectar has recently gone missing, along with the nymphi I was observing. Welcome as this confirmation of their intelligences, they aren't meant to eat all of that at once. Of course, should I pursue them, they will like as not hide for fear of reprisal while they devour the lot. However, they may respond if a fellow familiar expresses her doubt that so much nectar truly belongs to them, if you take my meaning. I believe I caught a glimpse of the nymphis surmounting the fence to the southwest. I assure you, you will know them when you see them.
isle designer believes that a little learning is a dangerous thing, though perhaps not for the commonly accepted reasons. Fortified enclosures? That would be dreadfully dull for all involved. Oh, if there was someone who... Aha! You have impeccable timing, my friend. I am in need of a bit of assistance, you see. If you insist. I assure you that I do. Now listen, we have been asked to design a new island for the purposes of containing and monitoring poisonous specimens. Alas, we know little of such concepts. And last I attempted a bit of research, I woke up 3 days later with far too much information about gripes. You, however, have the look of a familiar that could not possibly care less about this subject. Thus do I require your services. You need only ask the researchers at Agneros for a brief introduction to poisonous creatures, and steadfastly ignore any niggling curiosity in favour of reporting back here. A great bowl, with lips from which to observe. Have you gone mad? The specimens would roll about like so many olives. Ahem, please do make your way to Anganor's at your earliest convenience. The Mount Researcher requires some assistance in testing the gripe's capabilities. Where did you come from? Get back quickly. How odd. Generally speaking, this gripes would sooner gore you than look at you. Did your creator imbue you with special talent for soothing savage beasts, perhaps? Curious indeed. I dare say this calls for further experimentation. I don't suppose you'll be willing to attempt a flight on its back. I hope that the gripes will find use as a mount, you see, but its aggression toward unfamiliar faces has precluded any real trials thus far. Please consider it. Are you willing to ride the grips? Splendid. We can begin immediately, assuming you have your preferred riding trousers on. Are you, and your trousers, ready to ride the gripes? Oh, beautiful sight. Wow. Both of you want a relaxed riding postures. We'll see you to a little tour of Elpis. So beautiful. So peaceful. Nervton's beauty is ever striking. Note the blossoms which change according to opposite seasons and ethereal balance. A true masterwork. The grip seems quite content, a result of the flower's sweet perfume and your master of handling, no doubt. These beacons are crucial for operations in Nelpis and make convenient load stores for specimens under operation. Successful concepts sight them from a distance and can approach them without hesitation. The grip has passed the test with flying colours, so let us return to solid ground. An elegant landing, another mark in favour of the grip's utility as a mount. I believe I have the data I need. Thank you for your cooperation. I'm sure you are curious as to what today's trial means for a friend here. If you like, we can speak further back at the Wonders. Welcome back. You'll be pleased to know that based on these results, I am confident the gripes can be trained to become the perfect mount. It scorns unfamiliar or clumsy hands. Yes, but as long as it trusts its rider, it serves her incomparably. Given Hermes' own expertise, flying creatures are always subject to immense scrutiny before approval. Even so, I have no doubt that our proud friend will pass muster. Despite appearances, Alcmene has a lot on her mind. Oh, aren't you just adorable? Yes, yes you are. Hello! That's what I love about familiars. So whimsical. I have a task that is perfectly suited to one such as yourself. I would like you to inspect the flower beds north of here. I suspect they will have accumulated some ethereal masses. Should you find any, please bring them to me. Do look carefully now. If I needed someone to wander off with the task half finished, I would have asked one of the other researchers. Even if you see no ethereal masses at first glance, you must scrutinize the flower beds to make sure. I'm certain you can do it. Cloris appears to be hard at work. Oh well. Everyone certainly seems content to allow their familiars to wander about unattended of late. I must say, it's becoming something of a distraction. I've been attempting to prune this bush for ages. Who is responsible for you? Azim, you say? In that case, I suppose some degree of independence is to be expected. I take it you're the resilient sort as well. I mislike where this is going. You are an assertive one, aren't you? No matter. If I know Azim, your curiosity will get the better of you soon enough. Wait. Did that just cancel the quit? You name it, I've been punched by it. That's wonderful to hear. The Acantha population around the Wanders is in need of culling, you see. The appropriate number of specimens has been moved to the Hungering Gardens, a far more suitable habitat, but the remainder need to be cut down ere they harm the local environment. You can attract one by applying this nectar water to yourself, perhaps over by the beacon to the northeast. We should hate for the creatures to lumber over there and mistake someone else for a tasty snack after all. Simply pour the nectar water and allow the scent to draw an Acantha to you. And slate, of course. Do not forget that bit. Merp. Prothe wishes to conduct another test of the Alura's capacity and yours. I am so pleased that you're willing to join us in further research. Thus far you've noted this Alura's presence to stimuli. However, the Alurae have one more very special capability. Aren't you curious? You'll be pleased to know that I've dispatched one additional Alurus to fly about the 12 Wonders then. If she is working as designed, the phenomenon should be clearly observable. I expect that you'll be able to collect evidence of it from your fellow researchers, say Alurus, Ducalon, and Chloris. Do present your conclusions to me when you're finished. What fun it would be if I told you in advance. Better that you reach your own conclusions. Graelios is cursing up a storm.
Crows, take that little sod. Where's it gone? Oh, I was unaware we had a visitor. Pardon my language. I should hate to give a poor impression of Elpis with my unprofessional behaviour. Alas, I am quite at my wit's end with this new cultivar. You are fortunate not to have overheard worse. Its restorative properties are superlative, that much is true. Yet what possessed its creator to give it such nimble little legs I shall never understand. I really must impress upon those fools at the words of Halmarut that not everything needs to be ambulatory. I have tried leashing it, fencing it in, staring at it with all my might, each to no avail. Its resourcefulness is far beyond what one could, and I dare say should, wish of a vegetable. Given that it shows signs of sentience, however, perhaps it is possible for another intelligent creation to commune with it. Are you willing to make the attempt? When it is embarked upon its most recent bid for freedom, I sent my assistant after it. His own legs have grown quite powerful by this point, so with any luck you will find them not too far to the west. At this rate, we will certainly succeed in filling the star with life, but at what cost?
Though you examine the flyby closely, there are no ethereal masses to be found. An ethereal mass floats over the flybars right for the picking, probably. Julia sent you to commune with the Mandragora. Best of luck? I assure you that it will respond if you speak to it. I cannot promise you will enjoy the experience, however. The Mandragora emits a screech, not unlike the sound of a Magitech airship's hull, rending in twain, but it's unclear what this is meant to convey. Did that help? So even its fellow creations cannot understand it. What a pity. Granted, I did expect its vocal organ was unique. Aha. Using the same form, that may be less of an obstacle. Though I am admittedly unversed in the original design specifications, I should have little difficulty transforming you into its mirror. Shall we have a go? Wonderful. Now stand still. Whee! Yes, it's quite flattering on you. Now please commune with the Manticore. If anything, you understand even less than you did before. How was that? Another... one moment, please. Pardon me, I had not the slightest idea what you were saying. Would you mind repeating that? Foiled again. Nevertheless, we have gained valuable data. Alas, please inform girls it may be some time before I return. Tiny winged creature? Do you refer to Hippothes familiar perchance? I did see it not too long ago. I know not where it's gone off to, I regret to say. I would assist in your search, but I must put brush to parchment before I forget what I meant to write. Outside of my observational duties, I have been labouring over a treatise in aquatic flora, you see. Yet, rereading my work a moment ago, I was suddenly struck with how trite my conclusion sounds. I believe I know precisely how to strengthen it, however. I dare say even Halmut shall be impressed by my insight. Halmut may even appoint me to a research position at the Academia, dear. At last, my time has arrived. Isn't this the most darling familiar you've ever seen? Behold its soft and fluffy fur, its pudgy belly, its charming little bell, its eyes that gaze imploringly into the depths of your soul. It makes you want to dismantle it and gobble its adorable eater right up, does it not? I dare not, of course. Whoever it belongs to would be quite cross indeed. Yet even to gaze upon it stokes within me a creative passion, the likes of which I've never known. Meow! Alas, my muse. Perhaps I need create my own familiar of surpassing cuteness after all. Soft fur, wide eyes. What else should I add? I would advise you to keep your head down. I saw some manner of creature darting about the air just now. If it carries on like that, it's only a matter of time before it collides with someone's skull. It startled me so badly that I accidentally created a winged fish of all things, which itself escaped the skies ere I knew it. Though now that I have a moment to reflect on its speedy departure, perhaps the ability to fly is not so wasted upon aquatic creatures as I believed. Surely such a boon would give them careful, unknown capacity to evade predation. The recent fashion for flying concepts may have something to it after all. I really must pay a visit to the Bureau of Architect next time in Amarot. I doubt anyone has registered a winged fish yet. Simply pour the nectar, water, and oil sent to draw a can to slate, of course. Do not forget that bit. Scrutinize every corner of the beds. Coagulated ether found floating near the 12 Wonders. As I suspected, masses of earth in aspect. The gardens of the 12 Wonders reflect the balance of dynamic and stagnant ether in all 6 aspects. An excess of activity in a single aspect leads to this type of algorithm. 'Tis these flowers' way of bearing fruit, so to speak. Beautiful as that may sound, ethereal masses indicate that we must adjust the ethereal balance in Elpis to maintain an ideal environment. There's naught for you to worry your dear head about, of course. Such magic is as simple as breathing for us. Run along now. I am observing concepts that specialize in illusions, of course. Can't you tell? I see you have spoken to everyone. And what were your findings? Exactly right. The Elder are best those they meet with inspiration. After all, we are at our best and our brightest when our hearts are at ease. With clarity of thought and faith in ourselves, we can do anything. And what could possibly quell inner turmoil as a lovable creature like this? Mew mew meow! Ah, it seems duty calls. She senses another irregularity. Off you go then, dear girl. With today's results, the Alioris concept will be approved in no time. I am truly fortunate to have such wonderful familiars to work with. Yourself included, of course. I've so enjoyed the time I spent with Valerie. If only all of our creations were so sweet. Did you locate the Mandragora? Seemingly incapable of commensurable communication, is it? Perhaps it is a degree of intelligence bears further scrutiny. Of course, if further observation it is deemed sentient, it will be the subject to ever greater scrutiny to ensure that it can be safely set loose. To understand each creation in all its aspects and can conclusively prove it beneficial or detrimental to the star, such is our duty and our burden as researchers. At least we can say with certainty that its legs work. Perhaps I should position for incorrigible to add to the list of this concept's innate traits. The nymph squeaks innocently in response to your query, but you have ample reason to doubt its sincerity. There it is. Nymph waddles away, but not before you cross a strong whiff of nectar. The nymph waddles away, looking rather pleased with itself, those little beavers. The nymphy squeaks innocently in response to your query. Yeah, there we go. There it is. The nymphy squeals in a presumably disgruntled fashion and waddles away. This must be the location Clarice mentioned. Applying the nectar water to yourself ought to attract an acantha or two. A sweet scent, with a touch of ripeness, fills the air. Poisonous creatures? Why, there's one right here. As you can see, its skin is translucent. The body within is, shall we say, squishy. Fortunately for it, those beautiful sleeve-like appendages conceal countless minute stinging darts. Most other creatures cannot so much as touch it, let alone devour it. It would be fascinating to see how it fares against non-aquatic concepts. Ooh, perhaps it could even fly. Should a light enough gas be incorporated into the membrane? You've learned a disturbing fact about stinging invertebrates. Why so reticent? It's almost as if you don't want to see it thrive outside aquatic environments. You are soliciting ideas for an Isle of Poisonous Concepts? In that case, you might ask after the new cultivar from Chronic Horns. I am told it bears poisonous fruit. You've learned of a deadly new cultivar. Quintessential sample of a poisonous specimen is the marble marquise. Of course, never was a creation so false, so pungent, hence the name. Indeed, the concept has lately been adjusted to prevent any further incidents. But the marquise, oh, the marquise, it blinds the eyes and paralyzes the body, even as the mind desires nothing so much as to vomit continually to purge its stench. Why did they ever make that thing? You have learned the odoriferous origins of marbles. scent of nectar, water, and fresh-cut vines. You did as I asked. 'Tis much appreciated. The acanthi grow and propagate quickly. Too quickly, as I have learnt. Their short life cycle makes them an excellent sort of fertilizer in woodland areas. I'd hoped this factor would be strong enough to keep their population in check. It appears that without natural predators, they proliferate so fast as to smother the local fauna. Moving them to the gardens will do for the moment, but I must find the means to make them less invasive as a species, lest they be deemed unsuited to this world. I couldn't bear to see that happen to my darlings. Oh, did I neglect to mention that I'm the creator of the Acanthopros concept? A great many of those who research the creations in Elpis submit to our own concepts from time to time, you know. It would be wasteful not to put the knowledge we gain from our observations to use. Just as it would be wasteful to allow my darlings to be sent to death. I will make this concept work, I promise you that. Surrounded by such wonders, one cannot help but envision new concepts. Not all of them good, mind you. You've returned, but where are my nymphi? Beavers? What in the world are you talking about? Come now, tell me what you saw. Spare no detail, I'm a professional. Strange brown-furred creatures that waddled? The nymphi were bright and winged and oh. Oh no. No, that's absurd. Tell no one of this. Some things are better off lost. You saw nothing. There you are. I had begun to worry you'd become mirrored in minutiae. The information on the efficiency of stinging invertebrates' defense mechanisms is either fascinating or terrifying, depending on who you ask. This vague information about a plant that bears poison fruit bears further investigating by someone who cares. In retrospect, you really ought to have expected to hear about this Morbles and their noble lineage when you took this assignment. 3 notes, enough to see our options, yet not so many as to lead us into the weeds. Well done. My, this marquise is fascinating, isn't it? How might one contain such a specimen that is not befoul of the environments beyond repair? I simply must know. Excuse us. We're off to see a man about a Morble. Bye for now, my darlings. Love you all. Take care.